Hello there everyone, it's King Sloth and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're reacting to 20 reasons you shouldn't mess with the USA. The last time I did this it was 5 reasons why you shouldn't mess with them, but apparently that was old. I had someone comment saying no, this is the most up to date one, and I had so many American people, I was going to say Yanks, I'm not sure that's a bad word, so many American people messaging saying it's changed. We have a lot more stuff. I was like, okay, send me the link to the video. They sent me the link through one of my socials, which they, found down below my links to my link tree. You can go on there, Discord, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all that good stuff. Found all that. And they sent me this multiple times. If you are new to the channel though, my name's King Sloth. I was in the British Army for just under 7 years before transferring across to the Royal Air Force for a different set of challenges. I do reactions to different militaries, music videos, movie trailers, I do vlogs, I do gaming streams every now and then, but I'm mainly here just to have a good time and learn more about the world around me. Make sure to leave a like around, and aim for 10 likes on this video. Make sure to comment down below what you want me to react to next, or send me some interesting weapons that the Americans have, interesting things which are up to date. That's what I like to see. And obviously make sure to subscribe. I reckon we can hit 4K by the end of the year. I reckon we can get there at a push. We can hit that 4K. But anyway, I know what you're here for. Let's get into the reaction.
We are a nation of gun lovers.
Yes, yes, you are.
For us, and other countries definitely judge us for that. But should the turd hit the fan, we know we've got an impressive arsenal to fall back on and protect our vulnerable.
If shit hits the fan, we know that they have a big stockpile of everything.
Some weapons stand out from all the rest. From a submarine-launched ballistic missile to a bomber that
is that ICBM, intercontinental ballistic missile? That's scary enough on its own. That's scary enough on its own. The finest.
Number 20. Minuteman III Intercontinental.
Minuteman. I swear there was a film back in the day called Minuteman.
Have you got a spare $7 million tucked away in the couch cushions?
That'd be nice.
Probably not, but that's how much you would need to fund a Minuteman III Intercontinental ballistic missile.
I mean,
these land-based missiles,
a lot of countries don't have any.
Strike Command, and are the only land-based ballistic missiles in service with the U.S. We first learned about the Minuteman III in the 1950s when researchers discovered that solid fuel rocket motors could be ready to fire at a moment's notice.
That is mad.
With liquid-fueled rockets.
Which you find interesting, the fact, I'm guessing they have loads and loads and loads of these around the country. Loads of them. I'm guessing as soon as something happened, oh my god, there's going to be an attack on this area. Move that bit there, that's a bit better. There's going to be an attack on this area. You'd be like, okay, so press this button, boom. All the rockets are ready to go. Send it. I reckon that would happen.
You needed to fuel the liquid-fueled rockets before you could launch them, so there was always a risk they could be destroyed before they could be put to use.
Destroyed that is a good point. Destroyed and would take a lot of time. If they're ready to go, literally a button. Make sure no one's in that bunker and you sound.
Minuteman III wasn't entered into service until 1962, and it was used as a deterrence weapon against Soviet cities in a counterattack if they attacked the United States. The ICBM was developed and
counterattack. So I mean, if they got word, because obviously we know when a missile's coming towards us, it'll ping up on our radars and we'll know where it's going to hit normally.
It measured 59.9 feet long.
The amount of missiles I'm guessing the Americans have, they wouldn't want to shoot a missile on.
Down to around 800 feet. Before we go on, like this video, smash the
I've done it. I've done it already, man.
Bell right now, or this centipede will crawl on your face when you're sleeping.
You should do that too. Straight up, like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell for me.
Now it's time for the star topic. The world knows that we have
What?
a lot of guns. Like, a lot of guns. And those guns are definitely one reason why no one should mess with the USA.
Very correct.
What about these weapons? We might only be showing other countries a mere fraction of what we actually have at our disposal, should we need to take action.
I said that before. They only release what they want us to see. What they know is already going to come into force very soon. Or something that's very developed. A lot of the things which I'm guessing are used, I'm guessing top sneaky beaky special forces sort of thing, you won't see until 20 years later.
If you saw a weapon like this navigating your local street, how
Cry.
would you react?
Cry.
What
If
would
I
you
saw
do?
for
Most people would be shaking in their
a
boots,
big
I'm
spider
sure.
with missiles attached to
Comment
it,
down below
nah,
with the hashtag
I'm
star topic
dipping.
and let us know
I
your
am
opinion in
gone.
relation to what we just showed on screen. With that said, let's keep things moving. Number 19. Ohio-class nuclear-powered submarines. Our
Okay,
Ohio-class
nuclear-powered submarine.
will probably make you sleep soundly if you've ever worried about the United States being invaded. We have the third largest subs in the world, and they were worth about $3.06 billion in 2020. These impressive subs formed part of the U.S.'s nuclear deterrent triad and were created for extended strategic deterrent patrols. We currently have about 18 active subs, with 24 in the pipeline.
18 subs with 24 left to go out. I get they've got a big coastline to cover, but that's crazy. Wow, that's a lot.
Crews, Blue Crew and Gold Crew, and they go out on deterrent patrols lasting between 70 and 90 days. Don't be embarrassed if you didn't know about these nuclear-powered submarines, even if you live near where they patrol. Even during sea trials
you wouldn't see them.
In the early 1980s, they were virtually undetectable in the sea, meaning most people wouldn't even know they were there. Each sub
That's what I mean. Unless you're in that Navy or workout thing, you wouldn't really know about it, or be a military enthusiast anyway. You wouldn't know.
Ohio-class nuclear-powered submarines are built from hull sections and have multiple foredeck sections measuring 42 feet in diameter. You might think that being stuck in a submarine for up to 90 days
I would like that.
Terrible, but they are quite spacious on the inside. They have a sonar dome, main ballast tanks, a computer room, a sonar room, an integrated radio room, 2 auxiliary machinery rooms, a command and control center, a navigation center, a reactor compartment, an engine room, mission control center, torpedo room, cruise berthing, missile compartment, chief petty office quarters, and ward room. There's plenty of space.
That's crazy.
Away from someone you don't like.
But you're also trapped in a submarine for 90 days.
GM-133 Trident II submarine-launched ballistic.
Yes, this is what I find crazy. You see it in every war film. The submarine gets in the surface, pops up. That's one of the biggest deterrents you can probably see. You don't know where the submarines are, and then next thing you know, there's rockets flying at the ocean near your country. Just putting that out there. That's scary.
It's believed that the Trident II is a much improved version of the previous Trident C4 with a better range, accuracy, and payload.
That's crazy.
It is a core part of the U.S.'s strategic nuclear triad. At least 14 submarines carry Trident II missiles, with 24 on each of the 14 U.S. Ohio submarines and 16 on each British Vanguard-class submarine.
It is crazy. It is crazy.
Successful test flights, and fewer than 10 of all total tests were failures. The Trident II is a
fewer than 10
rocket with a solid fuel rocket motor in each of these stages, so its power is not to be underestimated.
And then it just smashes into it.
Range is classified. It can travel thousands of miles, at least 7,500, and it boasts incredible.
So it's intercontinental, which means it has the range anyway, and it's most of the time undetectable because it's a fucking submarine. They're going to see it anyway till it's too late, so that's what I learned.
17. The world's largest military aircraft group.
Yeah. Once again, they have the funding.
Even while knowing very little about its military.
What's going on with my camera today?
The pride this country has is insane, and you wouldn't even attempt to.
What is going on with the camera?
Someone sporting an American flag on their lawn, let alone a military base. But I'm gonna take a stab in the dark and say that perhaps most countries wouldn't want to mess with the United States because they have the largest military aircraft group.
Oh, it's not even else.
Mess with the United States military, and you'll have thousands of aircraft after you.
Thousands of aircraft. That's what I need.
There are at least 14,000 military aircraft in the United States
Sorry,
Armed
Nate.
Forces inventory. The U.S. Deputy Secretary of Defense issued a 10-year aircraft investment plan, and this outlined that there were 14,061 aircraft in the fleet as of 2019. So you can only imagine
That's
how many more
mad.
we have now. Apparently, this number was set to grow steadily up until 2023, but would gradually decline yearly through 2028.
Once again, that depends on the war situation. Different things going on. You don't know. You might put all that funding into something, and then it'd be like, oh, it's a situation. This is kicked off. We need more support. Okay, cool. They'll chuck the money at it.
And there are also groups of aircraft for civil and military officials, foreign dignitaries, and humanitarian relief supplies. Number 16. Boeing B-52H
Stratofortress. I've heard about these.
All aircraft in the U.S. military arsenal that you
It's
wouldn't want to mess with.
huge.
The Boeing B-52H
Huge.
Stratofortress would be at the top of the list. It's a long-range subsonic jet-powered strategic bomber and can carry up to 70,000 weapons. It can also
Wow.
travel up to 8,800 miles without needing to refuel. It's no wonder the United States Air Force has been using this plane
That's
since
crazy.
the 1950s. It is an absolute beast. There are more than 700 B-52
I wonder how high you can technically be above ground and drop a bomb, like, accurately. Because if you have that amount of weapons on that in the sky, miles above where they can't even see, a bit like a drone, and then you're dropping these bombs, how high could you be? If you know what I mean? Unless you're carpet bombing a whole country, how accurately can you get it?
It can incorporate, so any enemies of the U.S. will likely be shaken in their boots. And enemies of the United States have certainly had a long time to figure out what the Boeing B-52H Stratofortress is capable of. It played
I think it's because my camera's there. Where's my camera here? So I'm looking at that screen anyway. Ooh. Is that better? Yeah, there we go.
Navigation operations in the South China Sea and
Move it down a little bit.
Inherent Resolve, which was part of the military
There you go, that's better.
ISIL.
ISIL.
15. B-2A Spirit.
This is the plane like you always used to see on all like the action films and whatnot. You always used to see it, and it's mad how you actually get it. Like I remember, I think it was it an X-Men you'd see it on? Was it X-Men? I think it was.
Really into military aircraft, you can't help but be impressed with the B-2A Spirit. These aircraft look like something out of the Jetsons. They are
Like superhero film.
that can deliver
Like a superhero film, that's what they look at.
And were once considered a large milestone aircraft in the U.S. bomber modernization program.
They just look cool. Just look cool.
Against their enemies, and they have a massive range of low observable technologies to help with this. It also doesn't hurt that they have incredible aerodynamic efficiency and large payloads that stand out against most other bombers. They are powered by
they remind me of like the old kind of babble, like the kill streak on like Modern Warfare 2 back in the day. You had like carpet bomber, you'd get that stealth bomb, and you just blow up like the whole map. And it was like quick. They are huge. Absolutely massive.
167,000 pounds of fuel on board and have an incredible 40,000 pound payload. So with all this information, you're probably not surprised to learn that they cost an astounding $1.157 billion each. And we have
how many
in the US.
And there's 20. So they've got probably about 25 billion.
The most naval power.
So, biggest air force, biggest navy. I'm guessing also biggest army as well.
The US Navy has 7 active fleets in its arsenal, making it the world's second largest navy. America is only piped to the post by China, which has the world's largest navy. However,
So second.
China's Navy force features small frigates and coastal patrol ships, meaning their numbers might be greater, but the U.S. Navy's fleet is probably more powerful. The U.S.
Outside,
Navy has larger
the Chinese have the little boats going around the little islands,
There are 92
whereas
cruisers and
the US
destroyers,
have
50
destroyers going everywhere.
logistics and surface combatant ships, 50 attack submarines, 14 ballistic missiles.
That's crazy.
11 aircraft carriers and 4 cruise missile subs. And
Just saying 11 aircraft carriers in itself is insane. Knowing how much they cost, how much money have they spent on their Navy and Air Force is insane.
That's not even including the many vessels in the
That's not even
Navy
including the
forces of
Army.
the American Navy. Oh, and then there are the Navy SEALs. They're up there with some of the world's best and are always prepared to take on dangerous missions with the U.S. military.
It's ready to go.
If you were going to mess with any country, the United States would probably be the last country you'd try to take on.
It's just not. It's not the one you want, bro. It's not the one you want.
M1A2 Abrams battle tank. There are many different battle tanks around the world, but the
Oh my
M1A2
God.
Abrams battle tank is believed to be one of the world's best. It was an improvement on the previous M1A1
That's
and
crazy.
is expected to remain in service up to 2050 and beyond.
I mean,
just that good.
if it does the job, what's the point of changing it?
Which is perhaps
I'll see they'll find
designed
different
tank
things that can adjust, and they'll get updates. You have Abrams Mark 2, Mark 3, Mark 4.
on the turret and front of the hull.
And it'll
This
work.
armor offers incredible protection against all currently known anti-tank weapons.
It can take a javelin.
The tank is heavier, but most people won't mind if it improves their chances of staying alive. The interior
I was about to say,
is also
I would not mind moving slower if I know if a rocket was going to hit me. I'd most likely be okay. I'd be happy with that.
lined with a Kevlar lining, and ammunition for the main gun is kept in the turret bustle, which has blowout panels for even more protection. Depending on the tank and where it's located, some might also have missile countermeasure devices, which identify and jam the guidance of laser-guided missiles.
That's cool.
As far as weapons go, the M1A2 Abrams battle tank is a beast. It has a manually loaded M256 120mm smoothbore gun, a coaxial 7.62mm machine gun, a second one installed over the gunner's hatch, and
You're
a
set.
12.7mm gun over the commander's hatch.
So,
wouldn't like your
you're
chances
fully
if you
locked
were to
up.
come against
You are
one of
fully
these
locked in.
tanks. Number 12.
That's crazy in itself.
Aircraft carriers.
There you go. Aircraft
The
carriers.
United States is all
11?
about having the biggest and best of everything. I mean, just look at the size of their fast food cups. So when it comes to aircraft carriers, you just know they want to stand out for having
My phone going off then.
We already know that the United States doesn't have the most ships in its fleet, but that doesn't mean they don't have all the power. I mean, out of 43
Look at
aircraft
that.
carriers in the world, we have 11 of them.
That's right. Out of 43 in the world, USA have 11. They literally have they have a quarter. They have a quarter of the world's aircraft carriers.
We also have almost 24 flat-decked amphibious ships, which are
Oh my gosh.
too. The U.S. Navy also has a very optimistic 30-year shipbuilding plan in which they hope to have at least 355 ships in their fleet by 2049.
They want even more.
Given that they have fewer than 300. That's a pretty bold goal to have. Building the fleet is expected to cost upwards of $26 billion.
That's crazy.
A whole lot of hungry people for that. Just saying. As of June
That is crazy in
2024,
itself.
The Navy said that they had 150.
They near enough want to double the size of their
60
Navy,
submarines,
when it's second biggest already.
Support 31 amphibious warfare ships, 29 combat logistics ships, 11 aircraft carriers, 8 mine warfare ships, and 1 auxiliary support, bringing their total battle force ship inventory.
That's
to
not normal.
296.
It's not normal how much money they spend. It's just not normal.
MAARS
Hey!
robot.
It's a Wilson.
Most
No.
soldiers know there's a chance
People who play
that
COD get that.
they head into a war zone. After all, enemies of the United States are actively trying to kill them. But it's a bitter pill to swallow. You want
Yeah.
to fight for your country, but you also want to stay alive for your family.
Which is
It
correct.
seems that the United States Armed Forces have considered this predicament by creating the MAARS, a weaponized, combat-ready robot called the Modular Advanced Armed Robotics System.
It's ready to go at all times.
This ground vehicle designed, developed, and engineered for reconnaissance, surveillance, and target acquisition missions. The goal is to keep personnel safe.
Okay, so is that like? So I'm guessing. So say if you're pinned down, you can like we need Mars now. Like, okay, cool. They'd literally roll it out, get it set up, drive it out, start pinging off around so your men can get out. I think that's what they're going to use it for mainly.
Powered forward to help with ambushes, booby-trapped areas, hostage rescue attempts, site security, and detainee riots. Soldiers can stay out of the line of fire. They can be several miles away from Mars and receive information
That's
about
crazy.
what's happening at the action zone. But of course, Mars isn't working on its own. It can only do its job when it's receiving instructions from the operator. So far, it's showing that it can be capable of saving lives and has a number of features that are bound to make
That is
soldiers
crazy.
online
Yeah,
breathe a sigh of
I'd
relief.
want that. Every
It has
patrol, I'd
day and
want
night
one.
cameras,
I'd want
motion
one at
detectors,
least.
a loudspeaker with a siren, a hostile fire and localization system, multiple safety features, and an active force projection. The more
That is
this
pretty cool.
robot can do, the less the soldiers have to do. Number 10.
Different, a different edition, different versions of it.
USS Zumwalt.
This is what I've seen
Nuclear.
on a couple of films, and I never actually knew what it
States
was.
Armed Forces spends vast amounts of money on developing the most advanced
Like
machines
it,
to help them in battle.
it even looks like a sci-fi film. The Destroyer. It looks mad.
The problem they typically have is ensuring any technology will serve their needs now and in the future. After
Which
all,
makes
we wanna
sense.
drop billions on a vessel or aircraft that would be practically redundant in just a few years. And that's where the USS Zumwalt.
Okay, so they built it to last, so to
This
speak.
beautiful ship was designed with advanced stealth and survivability systems to combat threats we encounter today and those in the future. It's perhaps one of the newest warships in the U.S. Navy's fleet and undeniably one of the largest and most advanced.
Large. Imagine being told, "Oh, you're in the Navy. You're going to work on this one yacht."
Since.
Yo!
Different technologies and features are definitely what make it stand out.
Advanced
For
gun
example, It
systems.
has an integrated power system that provides power to combat system loads, propulsion, and ship services,
So it's-
all from the same gas turbine prime movers.
Okay,
It also has a
yeah.
multi-function radar and passive sensors that let it conduct air surveillance over land and in sea-land interface. Then there's the wave-piercing tumble home feature, which reduces the ship's cross-section and acoustic output. As a result, it's much harder
So less likely to get
to
tracked.
detect it at
Yeah.
sea. Therefore, whenever it undertakes sea control, command and control, power projection, and deterrence missions, it can do so with incredible stealth.
That's crazy.
Number 9.
You're staying hidden.
AH-64 Apache.
I thought the Apache would have been higher.
Boeing AH-64 Apache is such an incredible.
We spoke to a lad a couple of months before I left the army, and he said he was an Apache pilot, and he was like, "It's crazy. I can do everything by literally looking wherever I look, the weapons look. I'm like, that's crazy in itself. Wherever you look, you're thinking, I'm taking that one out. I'm taking that one out. It's in my head. That's crazy.
Advanced helicopter that it's the most preferred in multiple nations. The U.S. Army is the primary operator, but many other countries like Singapore, the Netherlands, Greece, Japan, and the United Arab Emirates also rely
Just
on it.
skip the UK. Just skip the UK.
1970s, and there are now more than 2,400 in operation. The Boeing AH-64 Apache is an
It's scary.
helicopter with
It's
a
scary.
tandem cockpit. It's equipped with a 30mm
Ooh.
and 230 chain gun, and even has hardpoints on the stub wing pylons to carry stores and armaments, including Hydra 70 rocket pods and AGM-114 Hellfire missiles. It's
crazy. That's what it is. It's crazy.
Mounted sensor suite allowing for night vision systems and target.
So you are
acquisition.
constantly ready to go.
Fit in this helicopter at
Madness.
any one time. It's sure capable of doing a lot of damage.
Send 2 missiles at a time.
The Laser Avenger.
Okay, I've never heard of this one.
Aerial vehicles are making troops safer, but only if you're on the side of those with the
Yeah,
UAVs.
the drones.
They come in all different shapes and sizes, and essentially work as an extra pair of eyes, monitoring battlefields and finding out where people are.
Correct.
They're incredibly effective, but they're also annoying and dangerous when you're not the one with the UAVs.
Yes.
We can shoot down those drones with our current ballistic technology, but doing so can reveal the shooter's position and put them in grave danger.
Yes, then you'll get shot anyway.
The solution, the Laser Avenger. It allows those
Okay.
in the field to fire invisible projectiles at UAVs.
Like melt the
without
circuits?
giving away their
Like melt the
position.
circuits, I'm
The Laser
guessing?
Avenger is designed to be installed on a Humvee platform. They come with an infrared laser that can shoot down unmanned aerial vehicles mid-flight with a narrow beam that burns directly through it. With luck on your side,
That's crazy.
knock it out of the air. When the Boeing company performed testing at White Sands,
That's
Missouri,
mad.
we were pleased to see that the Laser Avenger could use its advanced targeting system to track 3 UAVs flying in challenging mountain and desert backgrounds and shoot them down.
At the same time,
To
that's
Boeing Direct Energy
crazy.
Systems Vice President and Program Director Gary Fitzmyer, the Laser Avenger
I'm imagining how many courses you'd have to do to be able to use that bot proficiently in a battle zone. That must be crazy.
does not work like a conventional weapon. It fires laser beams without creating any gun flashes or missile exhaust that would otherwise give away the shooter's.
So you just turn off your Humvee, let it do its thing,
Number 7.
get told to go home, go home.
Robotic combat vehicle. Ground combat operation crews need
So like
all
Mars?
they can get on the battlefield,
Like Mars?
especially when
Yeah?
there's a
No?
significant
Like a really big
flight.
Mars?
And that's where the Robotic Combat Vehicle Light, also known as RCVL, comes in. This unmanned combat vehicle, developed by American military vehicle developer Pratt Miller Defense and British multinational defense
Okay.
company Kinetic Group, comes in. This small and expandable vehicle is designed to support ground combat
What?
operations. It weighs 8,490
So you sort of
pounds,
park it up and let it do its thing?
6,999 pounds, and can travel nearly 40 miles an hour.
So it's fast. It's fast and near enough
It's not
unmanned?
impressive enough. It is packed full of helpful features. You can
Yes.
control it by remote control or let it move semi-autonomously along pre-programmed routes. It also
That's
has a
cool.
modular open system architecture that improves its flexibility and payload capabilities. As far as
That's
weapons and
mad.
equipment go, this robotic combat vehicle has it all. It has a remote turret for a 25mm main gun, navigation equipment,
So it's a bit like the Mars, but on absolute crack. It's just insane.
sensors, and
Wow.
360-degree situational awareness cameras. You can also fit it with a tethered unmanned aerial system for aerial reconnaissance missions.
That's cool.
These vehicles aren't ready to be rolled out just yet, but prototypes are currently being tested. Number
Nah, so it's not
6.
really out yet.
Carl Gustav M4.
Wow.
One of the most frustrating things about having a wide variety of weapons at our disposal is the huge amount of ammunition we have to carry. Every weapon needs
Very
different
correct.
types of ammo, so military groups end up having to carry around a whole heap.
You gotta
of
lug
ammunition.
it everywhere.
It's less of a problem with the Carl Gustav M4. While this 84mm caliber shoulder-fired recoilless
Jesus.
rifle is popular for many reasons, its compatibility with many different types of ammunition is definitely one of the leading reasons.
Okay. Lock it in.
Suitable for use with a long list of different ammo types, such as high explosive dual-purpose rounds and smoke and illumination ammunition.
Okay.
The Swedish Army Material Administration first developed the Carl Gustaf M4 during the late 1940s for use as a close-range anti-tank
I like that.
support weapon. and
That's
was
really good.
popular throughout
I'm
the
thinking more like if you run out of ammo, you're like, fuck, I can't put no more of this ammo left. I need to speak to, I had to go back to this area to get more of the same ammo. And another team's going, well, I've got these. These will fit yours. And like, okay, great. Chuck him the ammo, and it keeps him pinned down for longer. That's a really good invention.
world,
I like that.
even all these years later. Military groups love it.
I'm a bit of a nerd. That's one of my favourite things I've seen so far on this list.
You can expect to buy a new one for $20,000, and ammo can cost between $500 and $3,000 per
Wow.
round. That sounds expensive, I know, but you'd cry if you knew just how much some of the other weapons cost to buy and use.
Yeah, I'm about to say 500 quid a round for a rocket isn't that bad.
Canadian troops call it the Carl G, and British soldiers call it Charlie G. In Australia, it's often known as Charlie Swede or Charlie Gootsash.
Charlie Swede.
5. Lockheed Martin F-35
The Lightning II. Yes.
As of December 2022, more than 870
Seen these.
Lockheed Martin
Look
F-35
amazing.
Lightning IIs
Absolutely amazing.
multi-role
And they are
combat
fucking
aircraft
so loud.
built.
So
These
loud.
single-seat, single-engine planes are designed for air superiority and strike missions, but are also multi-purpose in that they can serve in a sense.
That's what I say. Everyone's always really interested in like, oh, it's the army do this, the army do that. If you don't have air superiority, you've lost. It's just the way it is. With the way the world is, if you have ability to get planes up over any building, any area, any amount of time, you've won. Because I can have the best army in the world, but But if the other country has got air superiority, you're not going to be able to shoot down all the planes. And the amount of payload they actually have of hitting the ammo, you need to have the planes in the sky. The better.
Reconnaissance missions, and electronic warfare. While many countries use these combat aircraft, the United States is undoubtedly more fond of them than most. The United States Air Force, United States Navy,
They're with our
and United States
typhoons.
Marine Corps are among the top users. And you could definitely understand why they're so popular.
It looks
They
good.
have VLO stealth, which helps them to evade enemy detection and even enter contested airspace. Their weapons capacity is also impressive.
Wow.
In a stealth configuration, they can carry more than 18,000 pounds of weapon weight. And then there's their supersonic speed and extended range. The F-35 is a supersonic fighter, even when it's fully loaded with weapons and fuel.
You can break that
The
sound
United
barrier.
States Armed Forces also likely loves the F-35 Lightning II for its electronic warfare system. Its advanced systems let the crew track enemy forces while jamming their radars and disrupting their attacks at the same time.
So you can track them, but they can't do anything about it. That's crazy.
Lockheed AC-130 gun.
Anyone who plays COD knows exactly what this vehicle does. And yes, I like how it's sort of high on the list. It needs to be on the high on the list.
The United States Air Force is the primary user of the Lockheed AC-130 gunship.
Crazy.
Incredible ground attack fixed-winged aircraft that can carry a vast array
I like how every time they've
of
said attack, they mute it. It's
This
funny.
gunship is also equipped with fire control systems, advanced navigation equipment, and sophisticated sensors. It's basically the creme de la creme of modern military fixed-wing aircraft.
Yeah,
AC-130 was
if that's in the sky above, yeah.
Vietnam War
Yeah.
and is now used to
You're
support
fucked.
ground troops, urban operations, and
If you're in a fight and this comes above your head, you might as well just go dig underground as far as you can, because it can see you. Think you're in the building, guess what? Your building's gone. It's just gone. Get underground.
escort convoys.
It's madness.
Plenty of standout features make this gunship a firm favorite with many aircraft enthusiasts.
Because the flares. The
It
flares
has
are so
a
cool.
pressurized cabin, weaponry mounted on the fuselage's port side, and a range of different weapons like
It's mad, isn't it?
cannons. These have been fine-tuned and upgraded over
It's not
time to
normal.
enjoy increased ammunition capacity and better fire control systems. One of the latest AC-130 gunships also has a precision strike package. Their reliability and
Wow.
versatility have made them incredibly important in various operations throughout the years.
That is
including the
madness.
Vietnam War, the Cold War, the Gulf War, and the War on Terror. Number 3. Lockheed Martin F-22
The Raptor. I believe the Raptor's what they use in Top Gun.
F-22 Raptor has been in service for at least 25
I think it
years.
is anyway. I've never watched Top Gun, but I think that's what it is.
1997.
It's in
Wow,
Vegas, that is.
crazy that was that long.
Vegas.
They are American single-seat twin-engine tactical fighter
Woo!
aircraft developed explicitly for the United States Air Force and have a number of different uses. Out of 195 ever built, 187 are operational.
That's
and are
crazy.
used for testing. They were designed to be air superiority fighters, but have also proved valuable for
Jesus.
electronic warfare, ground attacks.
Look, it's just not normal.
The very latest Lockheed Martin F-22
People who become pilots and literally want to work on things like this are mental. They're mental. How you don't pass out from literally how fast they're spinning and turning, I'd throw up everywhere.
Raptors are truly something special, so it's no wonder they are much loved by the United States
not normal.
Air Force. The 5th generation is believed to be the best air dominance fighters in the world, with a range of stealth, agility, speed, and situational
Yeah, it's up there.
awareness features.
Madness. Absolute madness.
They also have lethal air-to-ground and long-range air-to-air weaponry, so they aren't to be messed with. And can you believe
Look at 'em just
they're
spinning.
the best aircraft in the world while not even being that big? They're around 62 feet long, nearly 17 feet tall. and
Yeah, but for air
1
superiority, you don't
foot
need to have a big
span.
plane. As long as it
Number
does the
6.
punch, you don't. It doesn't need to be big.
FP-19 grenade machine gun.
This is cool.
You might feel a little
I've seen about this.
about your chances of survival going into battle if you had possession of an MK-19
Bum, 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 bum,
grenade
bum, bum,
machine
bum, bum.
gun. Manufactured by General Dynamics Armaments, they are
Woohoo!
automatic weapons that can fire grenades up to 40 millimeters large. And that might not seem like a lot, but those grenades can pierce armor up to 2 inches thick, while
Okay, so it's a bit like, I'm guessing it's more anti-tank than anti-personnel. If you use an MK19 on people in open ground, bit over the top. If they're in a compound and you've got to get in that compound to alive, yeah, tell you what, use it. That's how fast.
Sure, it weighs over 77
What?
pounds without its tripod or mount, but it can still be carried over short distances. You also don't need nearly as much ammunition to cause chaos.
No, of course you don't, because it's fucking grenade, not a round.
This impressive bit of kit was originally developed for the United States Navy as an effective riverine patrol weapon, but it's still a helpful weapon in the
And it's still using the so made for the Navy. The Army went, oh, that's fucking cool. That is
MQ-9 Reaper drone.
Reaper drone.
With a name like Reaper, you just know this unit means business.
I've never actually seen a Reaper. Technically, never seen a Reaper. But they're huge. They're full of tech. It's crazy.
Precision weapons, sensors, and multi-mode communication systems.
The best thing is they're unmanned. It's mad.
Close air support, intelligence, surveillance.
You think they're tiny? They're not. They're fucking huge.
And the best part is that it can carry out these dangerous activities without anyone having to be on board. No personnel have to risk their lives.
And they can stay up in the air for so long. It's crazy.
The MQ-9 Reaper drone is 36 feet long, 12.5 feet wide, weighs 4,900 pounds empty, and has a 3,750-pound payload. It can also cover impressive distances of 1,100.
So originally it was used for surveillance. So the drones were originally used for surveillance, and then I believe then they started adding the missiles onto it and being like, wow, if you can get over them silently, get an active PID on a person of interest, and you want them dead, what's the point of sending people in? You might as well just go, okay, well, we see where they are, we know where they're going, you might as well just get rid of them now. And that's when they decided to get missiles on.
KTAS, which is about 276 miles an hour. Probably not surprisingly, this cool unit isn't cheap. When you factor in the price of sensors,
It's probably one of the most expensive things.
And satellite links, it was about $56.6 million for 4 aircraft in 2011.
I'm guessing that's probably tripled in price now.
As much as the next guy, but could you imagine using some of these weapons and equipment? If other countries knew the USA has all this equipment ready and waiting to be put into action, you'd wonder if they would think twice about attacking. If you could operate any of these to help your country, which...
That's absolutely crazy. That's absolutely mad. I was not expecting some of the things I've seen. I knew about, but just realising how much they've already spent for what they've got, some of the best equipment you could possibly want, equipment that I can only dream of seeing in my military career. The way they have that kit ready to go, like, okay, yeah, we're using this. This is made for the Navy. Let's use it in the Army. Okay, cool. This is our AC-130. It has this cannon, this machine gun, this precision airshot, this payload. I'm like, what? Why? Why so much? Yeah, but the Americans are absolutely mental. They've got enough money to do whatever they want, and guarantee these stuff to the people at the top. This stuff they're releasing now, that new stuff, it's old to them. It's old. They've already got the new stuff building. They've already got the next set of updates coming. It's absolutely crazy. But anyway, if you did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Remember, I reckon we hit 4K at the end of the year. We're having 10 likes. Comment down below what to react to next. It's been King Sloth. I'll see you all soon.